The new Ford Escort, it's fast becoming a familiar sight on Britain's roads following its launch late last year. Now, one of the factors that distinguishes this new Escort from its old model is the hatchback rear door. There's a great controversy raging at the moment amongst the motor industry's researchers and marketeers over exactly what sort of car the public really wants. A three-box saloon, that's a normal car with a central seating area and a separate boot at the back, or a hatchback like this with a wide opening rear door that gives access to a large load area which can usually be substantially increased by folding flat either one or both of the back seats. Now, Ford say they've done their homework thoroughly all over Europe, and they have no doubt that today's buyer wants the flexibility that the hatchback can offer. And certainly sales of hatchbacks like the Renault 5, the BL Metro, the Opel Kadett, and a host of others seem to bear out their conclusions. But other manufacturers don't seem quite so sure about the public taste, and they've been hedging their hatchback bets. Take Volkswagen, for instance. They launched the Golf hatchback in 1974 and the Polo hatchback shortly afterwards. Now, both cars shot up to the European top 10 and became bestsellers for the German company. And yet VW were convinced that they were missing out on a slice of the market that wanted a separate boot. So they launched the Derby and more recently the Jetta, booted versions of the Polo and Golf. However, neither car has exactly set the world on fire from a sales point of view, despite that Jetta poster campaign showing flames trailing from the car. And the Derby's fared particularly badly here in Britain. Now, another manufacturer to climb onto the fence between hatchback and booted saloon has been Talbot. They introduced their Alpine hatchback in 1975, and the model's been steadily selling since then, consistently appearing amongst the top 20 bestsellers in Britain. But the first new model to emerge from the factory after the Peugeot takeover of what was Chrysler has been the Solara, booted version of the Alpine, and a car which Talbot boss George Turnbull predicted would challenge the Cortina in Britain's fleet markets. And that the Solara has so far signally failed to do, despite intensive marketing and advertising efforts. On the Japanese front, where the hatchback's been relatively slow in emerging, Mazda have announced that they'll be bringing in a booted version of their new 323 hatchback. And that's a car which bears more than a passing resemblance to the Ford Escort, and which is actually sold as a Ford on some Far Eastern markets. And Saab, who launched their 900 range in hatchback form in February 1980, are also bringing out a conventional booted saloon this month to supplement the range and meet the demands of buyers who, they think, don't want hatchbacks.